was functioning, but not quite alive. Do you know that feeling where everything looks fine on the outside, but actually I was stuck on the inside? I didn't feel alive. And I was in this cycle of just surviving until I made a choice. I thought to myself, I have to turn on this self-made power mode, whatever that is. And today I'm going to give you the exact 7 steps that got me there. And let's be real, most of us have never really been taught. No one was taught at school. How do we thrive in life? We were raised in environments that were normalized, where emotional shutdown was right, where our nervous system was out of kilter. There's scarcity, there's hyper independence or hyper vigilance. But here's the truth. You weren't born to just stay in survival. You were here to lead, to rise, to build something like a generational legacy. You know it in your heart. Maybe it's with wealth, with wisdom, with your soul, with your spirit, with your values. So let's look at these steps. Step number 1, we have to know what we want. I almost picture this is if you want to activate your power and say you're unclear of your destination, say if we see life like a game, like football or something. Sorry, I'm from the UK. If our goalposts kept changing and kept moving, we wouldn't be able to actually win at anything. And trauma, what happens with trauma is it fogs our inner compass, if you like. You can't see clearly. Where am I going? What is it that I want? Who am I? These are very normal questions. And it's when you get lost that you're able to go, hey, this is what I want. This is my goal. And so sometimes when trauma hits, something terrible happens, or you have a lot of trauma, even as you were growing up, we can sometimes look at that fog as a disadvantage. But I'll be honest with you, it's not a disadvantage. It's actually something that will give you the time to look at, okay, who am I? Where am I? And where do I want to go? I'm here, and that's where I want to go. That's why it's the first step in actual true transformation. Neuroscience is basically telling us when your nervous system is dysregulated, your prefrontal cortex, which is that part of your brain that creates a vision, can make decisions, it actually goes offline. And in a way, if you think about it, how have we made our decisions is that we have been told by the world of what we want. We've never really had that chance to go, hey, what do I want? Not what my teacher wants, not what my parents want, not what my culture wants. What do I want? And then it's really difficult because we feel indecisive. And it's not a flaw, it's a signal that, hey, we need to heal some of the limitations that have been put on us first so that we can then look at where do we want to go to? Where are we heading? I had to learn how to feel safe in dreaming again. I didn't feel like I was allowed to have my own dream. What would you want? Ask yourself, what do I want? If I could allow myself, if I believed it was safe to receive what it is that I want. What if you choose, you play life towards that goal and you choose where you want to move towards these goals and taking the actions to take you there? See, first we need to know where we're heading. And if we're filled with trauma and we haven't healed that trauma, we really can't move to where we want to get to. Because the truth of the matter is we might put a goal somewhere and then we don't feel worthy of that goal. We just feel these pains, these fear coming up, and that becomes a problem. Or you might end up like me, who's spent years making a decision and then doubting it. I'm not sure I'm worthy enough for that. And then a few weeks later, I put another goalpost somewhere else. Can you imagine if we played a game and there was so many different goals posts everywhere? You'd actually be playing the game. There'll be a point where you'd be like, I actually don't know where to focus. Where do I want to go? And you probably just end up feeling paralyzed, going round and round and round in circles. We need to know where we want to head to. We need to know what is important to you, not someone else, but you. And that is the most important thing that we need to focus on. And otherwise, we're exhausting ourselves moving towards different moving goalposts, investing our time, our money, our energy. And I'll be honest with you, the biggest resource that you have is energy, your time, including, if we think about it from quantum physics perspective, everything is energy. And if you think about, if I don't know where I want to go, well, how do I know how to invest my time today? And we'll come into that a little bit more. But the most important thing is start dreaming. Start dreaming today. And I don't mean just sit there and dream. Like, imagine and start giving yourself permission to dream again like you did when you were a child. What excites me? What brings me joy? What can I give myself permission to dream about, to have everything that I want, without that nagging monkey mind saying, well, no, you can't have it. You just say, thank you very much, monkey mind. I'm going to dream. I'm going to dream what it is that I want. And it might mean that you have to learn then to calm your nervous system. It might mean that you have to heal your trauma. But know that now, today, is the time that you say to yourself, I'm giving myself permission to dream today. And I'm going to actively dream, not passively dream, but actively dream. I'm asking you to dream actively. So you know what it is that you want to work on. And then you keep releasing all those fears and limitations around this so you can make your big, massive, huge dream come true. Okay, step number 2. We have to say it, we have to write it, we have to see it. This is where things like manifestation techniques are so important. And this is why they do work, but we need to really get clean and clear and heal some of that trauma. What lives in our head as a dream just stays hypothetical. But when you speak something out loud, say if you just say it in the mirror to yourself, you're actually registering it to some degree and making it real just even in that moment. Things like creating vision boards, spending some time to really piece together what is it that I want, and then saying things in the mirror with real joy and excitement that this is coming true, this has come true, or writing it in your journal and scripting it. What you're doing is you're turning your thoughts into a frequency. Everything is energy. So what energy are you putting out? So speak it, say it, see it. That's why visualization techniques work. And we've seen this in sports. There's been so many experiments that tell us this works. Visualization works. You see, that's where manifestation techniques meets the neuroplasticity of the brain. The brain changes based on repetition, emotion, and imaginary, like visualization. So use these techniques. This is where we reprogram. This is the reprogramming phase where you can move into putting it down on paper. So it's no longer a dream. It's on paper and you can say, I can see this. I can see what it's going to feel like and vision it. So that's the next step. So number 3 after that, we have to take daily micro actions towards allowing yourself to be powerful. Your life doesn't happen in one big leap. You're here to experience, to savor, to enjoy life. And that shifts in enjoying those micro decisions. Healing from trauma also means learning how to use your energy intentionally. So you ask yourself every morning, what am I building today with my energy? Where am I moving? This shifts you from reacting to creation rather than reaction. You're creating. So you're not just reacting over and over again, but you're empowered and stepping into it. Then we have to have our daily goals, because the truth of the matter is we've all got limited time. One of the most subconscious fears that we all have as human beings is limitations or scarcity. We're all scared scarcity. Our subconscious fears are around the limitations of money, time, love, health, all these things. This fear originates from it. It's like the things that limit us. I haven't got enough love. I haven't got enough money. I haven't got enough energy. But we have to face the fear of scarcity, of limitations. and actually go, yeah, I have limited energy to do the things I want. I've probably only got 30 years, say, left. So what do I want to do with my energy today? Because I only have a limited amount in a day. So am I going to choose to do work towards my goals, or am I going to take that energy and that time and that money and move towards something else? Because no matter what you're doing, you're moving. You're not really standing still. If you look at nature, you're either increasing, you're growing. In nature's perspective, you're either growing or you're dying, basically. You can look at that in every area of our lives. We have to think, okay, what actions am I taking today? And what is it that I want? So you start choosing. The step number 4 is we have to really understand the way the brain works and our nervous system, and build brain and nervous system resilience. We need resilience. And our brain is a computer. Our neurons are a computer. And we don't talk about this enough. Resilience is an inside job. No one's going to do anything for us. If we fall, and it doesn't matter if we fall, everybody has fallen over at one point, physically fallen over. That means everybody makes mistakes at some point. But the most important question is, how quickly do we rise? And it's not comparing to somebody else. It's about comparing it to yourself and saying, I want to build my resilience. It's like a muscle. And what we need is some tools to help us build that resilience. Just like you might go to the gym, just like you drink water, just like you eat, you're learning how to take care of your body. Well, we need to learn how to take care of our brain and our nervous system as well. This is where learn how our brain processes fear. This is where emotional mastery starts. You're not broken in any way. You have to learn how to unburden yourself. Know that in any game, there will be points where you will have to get back up. So know, first and foremost, resilience is part of life. Things not working out is part of life. You will fall over, but know you will get up. If you have that knowing, I know I'm going to get back up, then you can take care of your computer system to help your brain learn how to get back up and to allow it to get back up. This is part of life. You don't think that, anyone that's achieved anything talks about that kind of hero's journey where they come across obstacles, worries, embarrassments, but they have to overcome this. This is going to happen because you're still heading towards your goal and you go, yeah, I know I've fallen, but I am going for my goals. I'm in that direction. I'm moving towards it, and I'm going to get the tools that I need to help me through this. We sometimes think that we should be able to just do it without the tools, without knowing how to deal with it. We need to understand that our nervous system can hold us back. So how do we help our nervous system be resilient? Yeah, there's something called a vagal tone, or a vagal break. You have to build that so you can build that emotional resilience. And if you want some support around this, you can have a look in the link tree. I've got a program called Calm, and that is looking at building your nervous system resilience. The other thing you really need to know is how to manage your emotional resilience, because numbing is not going to help you long term, because it will hold you back and it will then impact your nervous system over time. We need to learn how to process those emotions that we don't like, because the emotions, sadness, hurt, shame, guilt, embarrassment, all those things are going to come up at some point because we're going out in the unknown. So fear is inevitable. So we have to clear out any fear we've already got from past traumas and start learning how to clear them out as we go through life, so you learn how to emotionally get back up. The other thing I would say is we need to have the right people around us. We need to feel connected. It's really important for our brain to feel connected, be it with a community, say on YouTube or a podcast or whatever it is, but knowing that you're connected in some way really is important for brain health. And the other thing we need to understand is our neurotransmitters, how they work and how it will benefit you to tick things off. One of the most interesting things about depression is your iPhone or your watch could probably predict if you're going to fall into depression It's actually based around what you're doing, how active you are, how many times you go out, or what you're doing, or are you putting yourself out there? So we need to keep active. Otherwise, we go into shutdown mode, which is depression, which is part of the nervous system. Ultimately, you are so gifted. You're here to make a difference to others. You're here to know your own worth, to know your own greatness. And the only way we can really do that is to be a creator and go after what it is that the creator of the universe or God has given you as gifts and express them so that you know your own worth, because that is how you can stay healthy in every sense. If that is something that you're really interested in, you really want to move forward and heal through all your trauma and go through all your blocks, I have an incredible new program that I'm taking people on for right now, and it's called the Prosperity Code. If you are interested, you can book in a one-to-one and apply to speak to me, and we can look at, is that something that is right for you? You can find how to do that in the description. You'll find my link tree for any of my courses or any of the resources that might be helpful for you. So step number 5, this I think is one of the most important pieces that people don't really focus on enough. Your environment is either upgrading you or draining you. You need to find your expander people. There are people around that are like dream killers. They all might say things like, oh, you're just starting a new business, or you're fulfilling your dreams, and they will be talking about you and saying, why don't they just get a real job? Whereas dream expanders will say to you, go higher. I believe in you. I trust in you. You can do this. Find the people that will help you move forward. When we're in survival mode, we're surrounded by people that are scarcity thinkers, and they may be the reason why you're being held back. When you are in self-made power mode, you're actually connected to other visionaries, other mentors, other people, or you're listening and watching to good content that inspires you. So I would say audit your circle today. Your legacy depends on it. Your future, the generations that are following you and watching you right now are depending on that. This is so important because as you heal and you grow, the people around you are no longer aligned and will no longer want to be around you anymore because your frequency has changed. So if we look at it from a quantum physics perspective, if your frequency shifts, you're not connected to the people in the same level. Either they come up and feel inspired by you and they shift their frequency up, or they will bring you back down. So if you want to go for your dreams, you have to have people around you that believe in you and that are going to help you move yourself forward. So one of the most important questions that you have to ask is, are they encouraging me? And the second question is, have they done this before? They are your A+ people. So if they're encouraging and they have done it before, oh my gosh, do you want to be around these people? Because they will encourage you and they will show you how, they will give you that belief system that you can do it. But there are also people that you really want to avoid, that they haven't done it before and they're not encouraging. They are dream killers. And sometimes you can see them even on social media. They're the trolls. They're always looking to find people to break their dreams down. They haven't done it. If you want to, and you're genuinely really interested in moving towards your dream, if someone hasn't done it and they don't encourage you, stay away from them. Even their vibrations aren't matched with you. It's inevitable. If you heal and you move forward, they will not be part of your life, really. Yeah, that relationship will have to change. Either you create some space from them, but they are going to be your dream killer. Remember, everything is energy. And if they themselves are energy, but their words and their thoughts are also energy, their vibration. And if they're dream killers, their thoughts and vibrations are going to be dream killers too. So it's a really nice way of sanity checking that there's nothing wrong with you. You're not a bad person. You haven't done anything wrong. If they haven't done what you're trying to do and they don't encourage you, they're basically dream killers. So look at the people in your life and do a little recce today and see, who do you need to create some space from? Find your people. one thing that they will be is encouraging, whether they have done something before or they haven't done it before. Number 6, I think this is so important. And you probably have heard this before and you probably don't understand the value of it. So we're going to really break this down. Celebrate your wins. This is how you can build worthiness from inside out. Celebration isn't fluff, it's actually integration. Every time you acknowledge a win, you're rewiring yourself saying, I am someone who gets results. So you can start with taking a deep breath after a boundary. That could be just allowing yourself some time to integrate and really feel the emotions and the sensations, or a walk after a brave conversation, or a coffee to toast an achievement that you've been working on, or a project that you've worked on. Or it might be that if it's a big goal, you go on holiday for a bit and you integrate, allow yourself to reflect. Don't just work, work, work. You have to enjoy the process of something that you're working towards. Set up reward systems so that you actually, this is how we can cultivate and reflect on where I was, where I am now. And you can take that space to breathe and really integrate the process that you've been through, to give yourself that chance to integrate the change of who you are and to know who you are. So this is really, really important because it allows you like moments of questioning, who am I and what is my worth? What is my value? So you're building on that rather than just continuing doing. You can't build self-worth that way. Number 7 is you've got to dare to redream. So no one tells you that the most self-made power mode isn't a destination, it's an ongoing elevation. Say your dream out loud in the mirror and allow your body to react. You are unlimited. And that, even though you're living this life in a finite way, you've only got a certain amount of time, you yourself are unlimited. And that's what you're going to experience through redreaming over and over again, because you're experiencing how, wow, I can keep growing, I can keep evolving. This is unlimited. And you can go deeper and deeper into healing and knowing that our goals, our purpose are really to deepen knowing ourself, this unlimited self, even more. The dream that we don't want to say out loud is the dream that we need to go for. And it's about how do we get to that point. So you're not broken. You are becoming. You were never meant to be living like burnout. You were meant to build a legacy. You're meant to be fully present in your presence, to be deeply prosperous and profoundly powerful. If you have found this episode useful, please do subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I really appreciate every single person that's listening, that is watching. You really mean the world to me. And also, I would ask you to share this with someone. Share this with somebody that you believe in, that you want to encourage to go for their dreams. And ask them, what is the dream that fears you the most? The dream that you wish you could have, that you feel slightly afraid of. Please remember, presence is your power. Power can create your prosperity. And you were born to overcome all your wounds, all your traumas. Sending you so much love. Till next time.